Hi everyone, long time no see.
Andy. Thanks everybody. If you could please place your dictaphones on the table and bring it up.
Hey lads, alright? How you doing? Murray, how's things? Right, hey lads.
The opening piece will be for broadcast.
How's things? Andy, how are you doing? How's things? Good.
After you go, Mark Larn.
Okay, so the opening piece will be for TV, broadcast and digital. Thank you very much everyone for attending. And just to remind you as well, we'll have the captain's press conference in Henderson tomorrow at around 11:45. I'll let you know if there's a change to that after Vision Access. So, Ashley, if you'd like to kick off.
Yeah, no problem. Hello Andy, nice to see you again.
And you?
It's a new look garden side, a mix of youth and experience. Do you feel it's important to try things out in this game?
I think we're at a stage where we're all gagging for a game, and you are judging constantly how preparation's going and trying to balance that out with a side that's got the experience and the youth that you're able to put aside over the weekend and judge properly. You know, I'm 100% sure some individuals that'll take the field who will be saying to themselves that it's a big chance, an opportunity for me. So you've got to surround those people with good enough experienced players as well to be able to judge them properly. So we're looking forward to that.
And Italy, they're playing very close to their starting team. It's really strong.
Yeah.
How important is it to get the win on Saturday, or is it more about experimenting?
Oh, it's about the performance. I wouldn't say we're experimenting. You know, you win World Cups because of the strength of your squad. So we're trying to find out about people that have done so well in the first place to get picked in the initial 42, and now they've got the opportunity to represent the group, and they know the expectation of how we want to play and what's acceptable and what's not. So they get to represent the group, as I say, first up, and we'll see how they go.
And it's your first World Cup as a head coach. How much are you looking forward to it all? Are you excited?
I am. I think it'd be fantastic. I think what's coming up is going to be super exciting. You know, if we can't get excited about playing Italy this week and then going away on a training camp next week and then playing England the week after and then playing away against Samoa before we actually get to the World Cup, then we're in the wrong place, haven't we? You know, so the next 5 weeks is super, and then what comes after that is even better.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Hi Andy, you've Caelan Doris at 7, position we're not really too familiar with seeing him in. He was picked to play there for Leinster a couple of months back, but only about 20 minutes into the game he switched back to number 8, so we didn't get to see much of him there. What do you think he's bringing to that position, and what's his kind of skill set that?
Like all players, they can only be themselves, and what we see in Caelan's game doesn't matter what position he plays. You know, he's able to adapt and be himself within that position. You know, and to add to that as well, as far as the roles as in a traditional 7, you know, we obviously will shape how Caelan plays the game to how we want to play the game as a team as well, you know, and he fits the bill very well in that regard.
There's a few different combinations in the 15 of players who probably wouldn't be too familiar playing with each other. Is that a good challenge to be putting the players in?
Yeah, but that's the challenge of being an international player, isn't it? You know, we've had 6 weeks together, which we don't normally get. You know, we normally get 12 days before a Six Nations or from before an autumn. So probably correlates to about 5 training sessions with 6 weeks together, albeit we've had a week off here and there. But we expect ourselves to be at our best doesn't matter what the combinations are, because we've had plenty of time to be able to make sure that we adapt to that.
And you have 3 potential Davidsons on the bench. One of them in particular, Kieran Frawley, is someone who's had to wait a good while, and he's been unfortunate when injuries have fallen at bad times. As a coach, it's very pleasing to be able to give him his chance after waiting so long.
Well, it is, yeah. He has been unfortunate, but at the same time, he's trained really well and deserved the opportunity for a crack at it, and same for the other 2 lads, you know. So, look, as you know, we've had plenty debutants over the last few years. It's super exciting for us all, and it's something that we'll celebrate this evening.
Andy, it's Jacob Stockdale's first camp, I think, in 2 years. I'm just wondering, what did you see from him in camp? And if he returns to anywhere close to the player he was a few years ago, how much of an asset could he be?
Well, I think we know the answer to the second question there. He'll be a tremendous asset, because big, powerful, skillful, big left boot, was deadly for the try line, etc. And a few setbacks injury-wise and form-wise, etc. He's been working his way back through that, but I feel that he has come into camp 6 weeks ago, wiping the slate clean for himself and just putting his ears back and just going for it. So what we've seen as far as that's concerned, transferring into training and training under pressure, etc., has been great so far. Transferring that onto the game with the extra pressure of the build up to the game, etc., and his own expectations is something that we'll look forward to seeing him deal with over the next few days.
And if I could ask about Tom Stewart as well on the bench, some people see it maybe as a straight battle between the two Ulster hookers for a place in the final squad. Rob obviously starts on the weekend, but what have you seen in his first full season for Ulster? With Tom, his attributes and what he brings to the game.
He's a proper rugby player, and he's going to be a great player down the line. He's growing constantly, as we've seen throughout last season. Set piece wise, he's going to get stronger and stronger and better with the knowledge that he's going to have with what he's getting from Dan and the coaches. As far as set piece concerned, he's second to none up there. So you could see the growth there. And working with Rob every day is obviously going to be fantastic for him, because the knowledge that Rob has got and his willingness to be able to share that is fantastic. But then you put him in an environment where everyone's pushing to get better every day at international camp. You see some people sink, and you see some people thrive on that and lap it up. And he's a silent assassin, he doesn't say much, but he's a quiet achiever, and his confidence has been phenomenal over the last 6 weeks. You've seen it grow, so he's going to be somebody for the future, there's no doubt.
This is going to be your first match in a while Italy played last week.
Yes.
Scotland. Maybe you've seen the lineup Italy fielded for the team, 6 players that played also last week. Is this going to be a factor in your opinion, and which are the threats to avoid in order not to sleep on a banana skin, apart from the old cliche with 6 nations in this particular period? Your first match, and Italy has already played, and a couple of players will be.
Well, first match, and as I say, we expect ourselves to be at our best. That's the pressure that we always do, and do we achieve that? Not always, so that's a challenge, but it's no excuse. So we expect that of ourselves. And then you're right, it's always nice to be able to have dealt with the dealings of a couple of days before a match, and then what it's like building up to the match, etc. And, reviewing the match and having your own opinion of your own game and recovering properly and thinking, I'm glad I've got a chance next week again. That obviously helps, but at the same time, it's a test match for us. People talk about it being a warm-up game, but there's no real warm-up games when you're playing at the Aviva Stadium for Ireland, whether it be the first test match of a summer series or not. This is a test match that we'll judge our players on properly.
Last
Thanks.
2 questions to this section, Keane and then Murray.
Andy, where is Johnny at in terms of his recovery and what's even like behind the scenes, I suppose, knowing that he's not going to be playing this month?
Recovery as far as from the injury?
Yeah.
No, he's been all systems go right from the start. We didn't do much contact at the start anyway, so he was building through that. I think he had maybe 2 weeks before he was able to do that at the start of pre-season. So he's not missed a session. He's not dropped out of anything, etc. He's back fully kicking, etc. And if there was a game 2 or 3 weeks ago, he was able to play, no doubt.
And what's he like behind the scenes in terms of the suspension?
He's
not going to be able to play.
Oh, look, obviously he's disappointed not to be able to play in these games, but you know, it takes a day or two, doesn't it, to get your head around it and what's the plan and keep pushing forward. So he's in great form.
Last question to the broadcast section, please. Murray?
How has Jack Perry been in camp, and what would you like to see from him on Saturday?
He's been excellent, as you would imagine, and you know, let's be fair. If you were sat in the press conference for any nation at this moment in time, everyone's saying that pre-season's going swimmingly well, etc. But how that transfers into a performance is different. So he's been going great. I've seen his confidence grow, obviously from what happened there at Munster. I've been able to navigate and help navigate his team through those difficult periods at the end and get some success. I've seen his confidence grow. The selection at the start of the week for all the players is interesting, isn't it? Because as coaches, you're seeing everyone really get stuck in and I'm really driving to get better every single day. And then the minute that selection comes, it's a different week, isn't it? As far as managing the team and being the main general as far as Jack's concerned. So we've been keeping a close eye on that, and he's been excellent so far. Excellent so far. Day off today, in this evening, captain's run tomorrow. Hopefully the confidence continues.
Okay, that's it. Thanks for the broadcast section. And if you could just ask to turn off.